Hey guys, it's Sarah from Sleepopolis, and today we're looking at the Tencel Sateen Sheet Set from Brooklyn Bedding. So stay tuned because I'm going to show you what they're made of, how they feel, whether they sleep hot or cool. Let's check it out. All right, sheets are on the bed, and the first thing I'm noticing is how really silky smooth this bedding feels on my skin, which doesn't surprise me because, as the name suggests, we know they're made of Tencel and spun into a sateen weave, but we'll talk about what that actually means in a moment. But definitely the first thing I'm noticing is how super silky and uniquely smooth they are. I'm also loving this really pretty light luster, this really elegant drape over my body's shape and the mattress. Now, I've got the set here in white, obviously, but there are other colors available, and I suspect that this really pretty lustrous sheen might even be more pronounced in a color other than white. All right, let's take a close examination of what exactly these sheets are made of. So these sheets are made from 100% Tencel and spun into a sateen weave. So what does that mean? Well, Tencel is actually the brand name for lyocell, which is a sustainably sourced material made from dissolving wood pulp. So on the Brooklyn Bedding website, you'll notice that these sheets are categorized as botanical luxury, and that is because, like I said, Tencel is a plant-based material. So you eco-friendly folks looking for a way to sleep green, you might be particularly compatible with these. But Tencel is also one of my personal favorite fabrics to sleep on because it brings a lot of great perks to the table. For example, Tencel is more moisture wicking and naturally absorbent than, say, cotton, for example. So, if you're someone who's prone to night sweats, I myself am one of them, Tencel is just going to work to keep you extra dry and fresh and kind of just stave off those night sweats. But lyocell fibers are also known for being super durable and smooth, and for those reasons, Tencel is often blended with cotton bedding to really sort of just boost that strong, soft feel. All right, now, like I said, these are also spun into a sateen weave, and when you're on the hunt for bedding, you'll probably notice that you're often confronted with a question: percale or sateen? So it's worth noting that a percale woven sheet set, like I said, that's not what this is sateen, but percale lends itself to this sort of light, breathable feel. It's very airy, usually more cooling than sateen, but also it's very crisp and matte in appearance. So conversely, a sateen woven sheet set like this, you're getting this really pretty luster rather than a matte finish, and also a very silky, smooth hand feel. So no crispness to be found, really. Now, that said, sateen woven bedding does tend to be a bit thicker, a little bit heavier in weight, lie a little bit heavier on the body, and be a little less breathable and therefore less cooling. Now, I was surprised to see that this bedding is actually quite lightweight. It's definitely some of the lightest sateen sheets I've ever tested. However, not super breathable. And when I was rolling around in this bedding, I really can't say I felt particularly cooled by this sheet set. Now, that said, it is worth noting that Brooklyn Bedding does offer a cooling mattress protector that's got phase change material woven into the fabric. Now, if you're at all familiar with phase change material, you know that it's designed to keep even the hottest of sleepers cool. I personally, as a very hot sleeper, am a big fan of phase change material because it's designed to literally make the fabric feel like it's been refrigerated. It's icy cool to the touch, and it's designed to stay that way no matter how many times you wash it. So if you're loving the look and you're loving the sounds of these Tencel sateen sheets, but you're not convinced they're going to keep you cool, supplementing with a cooling mattress protector to sort of just cool the foundation of your bed might not be a bad idea. All right, now, what are you getting with each sheet set? Well, you're getting one top sheet, 2 pillowcases, and just to give you an idea what the pillowcase fit looks like, just very standard. And I've actually got the Luxury Cooling Brooklyn Bedding pillow in here so you can kind of see what that looks like. What I do love, though, is it's got these envelope closures, which is a personal preference of mine because, in my opinion, it just sort of is more aesthetically pleasing to have your pillow tucked away rather than sort of spilling out of the side. And then you've got one fitted sheet capable of accommodating mattresses up to 14 inches deep. So now we know exactly what these sheets are made of. Let's take a closer look at the perks and potential pitfalls. So first of all, these sheets are, like I said, made from 100% Tencel, which makes it a great eco-friendly option for folks looking to sleep green. So lyocell fibers, like I said, are derived from natural wood sources like forests or sustainably managed plantations. So when you're sleeping on 100% Tencel sheets like this, there's a nice earth-friendly element at play here. But also Tencel comes with these great moisture-wicking properties. It's very absorbent, not to mention very durable and smooth to the touch. So I'm sure it's no surprise I'm a big fan of Tencel-based bedding. Now, another thing about Tencel is it does tend to come with sort of this natural sheen, but in this case, because these sheets are sateen woven, the sateen weave is really boosting that luster, giving these sheets this really pretty, elegant sheen, which really contributes to this sort of luxurious draping over your body shape and over the mattress. But also you're getting a very silky smooth hand feel. So if you're really more into like a satin-like quality with your sheets and less of that really starkly crisp feel, you're probably going to be particularly compatible with this sheet set. Now, two things that I personally prioritize when I'm on the hunt for new bedding is a good return policy and easy wash care, and I'm pleased to report that these sheets have both. So as far as wash care is concerned, all you gotta do is wash on a cool or warm cycle, tumble dry on low heat, or line dry. It really doesn't get much easier than that. Now, as far as the return policy goes, you've got 30 days to kind of see how you like these sheets, whether or not they really fit into your lifestyle. And if not, just send them back within that 30-day return policy and you'll be fully refunded, and Brooklyn Bedding handles the cost of shipping as well. So a few things to consider about the sheet set before you make up your mind. So first of all, while for many sleepers, having a fitted sheet that accommodates mattresses up to 14 inches deep is going to be no problem, because many mattresses are, of course, fewer than 14 inches deep. However, there are many folks who really prioritize a super thick mattress. I myself sleep on a mattress that's 15 inches deep, so I worry that if I were to try to dress my mattress at home with this sheet set, the fitted sheet would probably sort of slip off and become untucked. That said, if you do have a mattress that's compatible with the dimensions of this sheet set, you might find that not having super deep pockets actually kind of makes for a more neat and snug fit. Now, another thing to note, especially for you hot sleepers, is I really can't say amidst all my rolling around in this bedding that I felt particularly cooled by it. So like I said, it is kind of characteristic of a sateen weave for a sheet set to be a little bit thicker and a little less breathable. Now, I will say that I'm pleased to report that these were not heavy. They're definitely lightweight. However, I did find them to be a little less airy and breathable. So if you are looking for something that's a little more cool and crisp and light and airy, you might be better suited to percale woven bedding rather than sateen woven bedding like this. Now, another thing to note about sateen bedding is that its very silky smooth feel does contribute to a little bit of a slippery feel too. So you might notice while you're rolling around in bed that if you're not careful, your top sheet or your pillowcases will kind of slip and slide around the mattress a little bit. So that's just something to keep in mind. And lastly, of course, is price. So ranging from $139 to $219, depending on the size you get, which, by the way, this particular sheet set is offered in a split king size. But the truth is, ranging from $139 to $219, these sheets just aren't going to be in everyone's price range. Well, that's it from me, but for every last detail on this sheet set, be sure to check out my full written review, which is linked below. If you want to know more about what Brooklyn Bedding has to offer, we reviewed a lot of their products, so just Google Sleepopolis, Brooklyn Bedding, and they'll all pop right up. Now, I do hope you found this review to be helpful, and if you did, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel, follow us on social media, as we're always uploading more content with one main thing in mind, to get you some better sleep. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.